Our restart plan is, well, it's really actually been underway for several months now. So the course schedule was the first piece, and we got that in place, set up months ago, and that's not going to change. So that's great, that's set. And so if you're starting this fall, don't worry. Your course schedule is, we're not going to wreak havoc and make any adjustments there. It's set. So that's good. The next thing, and it's summer, so that gives us time. And so the first thing that we're doing is giving people time, but with a deadline to come back to campus. And so, it's roughly about a month that people have to come back. So looking out to August, we expect that we'll have everybody who needs to be here in person to fulfill their office's mission here. And so if you're a student, you come back in the fall, we'll have folks here. They'll be here in advance of fall semester. So all of that, transitioning back, getting your office set up again, all that's going to be done. So that's great. The second piece is to look at really assess requests for flexible work arrangements. So we learned through the pandemic that we can do some things remotely, maybe things that we did before, but we just do them more often, maybe things that we never did at home before or wherever before, so that the managers of the units who will have people doing that can set up work schedules to ensure that their offices can fulfill their missions this fall. And then I think the last thing is events, planning for events that, and Convocation is the one I'll throw out there. In some cases we're making adjustments. So if we had known, for instance, that we'd be able to come back in person and would have had time to plan, Convocation might look like it has in previous years, but because we didn't have that time, we're going to change it up a little bit. It'll be a little bit less formal this year, although I probably will still be there in my regalia. But, so it will definitely have a zing, and it'll be great, and it'll be fun. It always is, but we just don't have the time to get all of the more formal aspects that we usually do. I think probably that next year we'll go back to that. So we're looking at some things that will be, I think, probably 1 year only things. But one of the things that we want to do with Convocation this year, which doesn't, I guess it's related to the pandemic, but it doesn't have anything to do with the protocols and for distancing and mask wearing and all that kind of stuff. This has to do with students who started last year but didn't get to go through an in-person convocation. We did something virtually, but we want to give them the chance to experience some of it in person. And so we're trying to plan. It isn't final yet, but we're looking at plans so that we can bring first-year students in as we normally do, but then also have kind of a second wave of the event. So we would move the first year students through and on into our picnic, and then have a moment for second year students who want to be a part of that event and address them by themselves, and then have them join the first year students. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. I hope we're able to pull it off. I don't know how many second year students will want to do that, but we want to make that opportunity available to them. So that's our biggest, Convocation, Welcome Week. The great thing, I think, is that those Welcome Week events we'll be able to have like we usually have. And so I'm looking forward to that as well.